Hi there, fellow entrepreneur. So we've learned that we need to make sure our idea is the right idea before we execute it professionally. And we've also learned that opinions about our ideas have zero value because we need data. So what is data and how do we get it? I know I'm building up expectations, and I promise this is the last part where we go through these important fundamentals to form a mutual understanding of the natural laws that applies to our ideas. So hold on a little longer and join me as I explain to you what data is as we define it in the framework. So we know that if we ask people what they think about something and what they're likely to do in the future, such as buying our idea, we get opinions. And opinions is not data, so they're worthless to us. In the framework for idea validation, we require the customer to get away from their opinions and give us something that is committing, something that has a cost to them, something that is as close to the real thing as possible. And what is the ultimate real thing? That the customer buys what we are offering. So in its simplest form, if you ask people if they would buy a hypothetical product for a hypothetical price in the future, you get opinions. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is where so many entrepreneurs fail and default back to asking and getting people's opinions. So if you sell them the product and they give you the money, you get data. Nothing is more committing than validating our ideas than people providing data with their wallets. You might think that, that sounds great, but we can't sell something that doesn't exist since we're working on an idea at this stage. Is that actually true? I'll get back to that soon. So not all ideas are created equal, and the same applies to data. And yes, there are different types of data we can get when validating ideas, but it has to be data, not opinions. And to get data, the customer of our idea has to give something to us that commits them. It must cost them something. Otherwise, it's just opinions. And remember, opinions are dangerous. So if people give you data with their wallet, that's the best data. Make sure that buy your idea. Below that, if you can't sell your idea up front, there are other forms of commitment that has value. It represents a commitment from the customer and gives us the data we need. It can be a partial payment, a contract, an obligation, personal information, and so on and so forth. You'll learn more about this soon, but as you understand, data is about something that is personal, binding, something that costs the customer something to give. Opinion costs nothing, so we don't want them. Now, don't be discouraged if you feel like you can't just sell your idea to collect real data. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of smart ways to collect data with strong commitments from the customer. The point I want to establish here, and I repeat myself endlessly, I know, is that opinions are worthless and data is the only thing that matters. And we will now begin to learn how to validate your idea, including how to collect valuable data, the data we need to ensure that the idea is the right idea. That concludes this section. And I want you to think about what we've learned and what I have defined as natural laws for ideas in context of this framework. Here's the summary. 85% of ideas fail even if they are implemented by professionals. It's because the idea was the wrong idea. The market didn't want what we created. If we ask ourselves or others about our idea, we get opinions, and opinions are dangerous. To find out if the idea is the right idea, we need to collect real data. Data hides behind commitments. It must cost something to whoever gives it to us. Remember this, and I'll see you in the next video. And that's when we will start to work on the idea validation framework.